So a definition of a service as we would see it is one or more activities undertaken to produce an output for a customer that delivers a desired outcome for an organisation. And we could on the bottom say can lead to some kind of recognised benefits. So I want to go back to this kind of concept of delivering value from a PMO and delivering something and some outcomes that are required by your PMO. So let's start in the middle of a benefits map, which is typically the best place to start in a benefits map, and say what is it our organisation actually needs? What are some of the problems that we've seen around project and programme delivery? What is it? What is the anecdotal kind of headaches that our organisations are struggling with? What are the questions that our organisations actually can't answer? So what is it that they would actually, similar actually very much to kind of what Andy's team were doing, what is it that you actually kind of want from your PMO at the end of the day? Don't tell us what you want us to do, what do you want the result to be? Yes. So in this particular case that I've given is we actually want a consistent approach to identifying project contribution to the overall strategy, and we actually kind of don't want to approve any project that hasn't got that direct link into the strategy. Now that would be a reasonably kind of sensible outcome. Yeah? And it's interesting in terms of who is actually held accountable for that. Yes? It's a really difficult one because there tends to be no one person. Is it the project manager? It's not the PMO because we're not accountable for the business cases. Is it the senior execs? Well, it probably is the senior execs. They probably just don't know how to get there. Yes? They'll need some help and some facilitation and some processes and some things in place to help them be able to make the right decisions to make that. So I'm never advocating the PMO to make the decisions. And what we're trying to put in is some services that provide the right ecosystem that allows the organisation to achieve these outcomes. So that's really the kind of the first bit when we start looking at those services. And we say, if we did that, because we should go back and challenge and say, if we did that, what's it worth to the organisation? Because when I know what it's worth to the organisation, guess what? I've now got my budget. And I've certainly got kind of a level I can't go over, because this is what it's worth to the organisation. So typically, as we've got here, is that we had, typically at the end of the year, we realised we've done 10 projects that really have contributed nothing. And if we can stop that happening, potentially we can save ourselves £6 million. Oh, I've got £6 million to spend on my PMO. Probably not, they'll say you probably got kind of 50,000, Eileen, and be grateful for that, yes? But at least you've got some kind of measure of the benefit that you're going to get by delivering some services that are going to allow for this outcome from the organisation. So once we've gone forward from the outcome, we can then start coming back and start thinking about, well, what services can we provide that are going to help deliver this outcome? And I've just picked two. Yes, I've been pretty unscientific. I just wanted to kind of explain the kind of the process to you. But potentially, we can do some validation of the benefits that come through in the business case. Yes, so we can say we've got an allowable list of benefits, and the benefits that are provided in this business case align to the strategic aims of the organisation, and so actually we're halfway there. We don't get to decide what benefits go in the business case. We don't approve the business case. All we can do is provide some validation, and we can report back to the senior execs and say these business cases are aligned, and we can validate that the amount of benefits that contribute to strategy are this. Not decision making, but are being very clear to them about what it is, decisions that they've been making. The other thing that we can do is we can actually do some kind of prioritization. And again, it's not about making decisions. It's about saying, based on what your strategy says, based on what you've told us is important, this is the order in which we would recommend the projects are being undertaken. And it's then their decision as to whether they want to go with that or with something different. So then we've identified kind of two key services that I would suggest they're probably kind of difficult to articulate, they, in terms of asking us to do things, but that's what we would say we can do in the PMO to help you achieve your outcome, yes? because if we do that, we can come back to you, and this is the output that we're going to provide for you, with a recommended list of prioritised projects that need to be included within the portfolio. But we've had to start with the outcome to go forward, to then come to do backwards to get the services in order to be able to deliver that output.